Hello everyone, welcome to SS Multimedia. This is Harshita Shishala, and in this lesson we'll learn to find prime factors of numbers. Our objective for today's lesson is learning to find prime factors using the factor tree. So, prime numbers are any numbers that are only divisible by itself and 1. So, we're gonna find prime numbers. Okay, so if we have like 32, we're gonna factorize it so that we'll have only prime numbers. Okay, so prime numbers are like 1, 2, 3, 5, and 11, 7. So yeah, if you multiply a number by one and by a number by another number, you'll never get one. For example, so one is only divisible by itself and one. And that's the same thing with two too. Two is divisible by one and then two. There's no other number that can be divisible by two. So any whole numbers, okay? And yeah, so it's the same thing for the rest of the numbers. They're only divisible by itself and then 1. So our first example, we're going to start off with an easy one, is 6. So what we do is we use prime numbers. So first we write 6 right here, and then we do this. So it's a factor tree. A factor tree goes like this. So a number, and then you do this, and then another number until you end up with all prime factors, okay? All prime numbers. So in this case, let's look back. So 2 is a prime number, and 6 is divisible by 2, so we can write 2 over here. And then 6 divided by 2 would be 3. So we'll write 3 here. Now what we're going to do is circle prime number. So we know 2 is a prime number. Let's check if 3 is a prime number. 3 is a prime number. So we're going to circle that. And many times people think that prime numbers are any odd numbers, but that is not true. 2 is not an odd number. And also, if you think about it, 9 is an odd number, but it's not a prime number because 3 times 3 is 9. And it's not only divisible by 3. 9 and 1, it's divisible by 3 too. So we can't go any further. We can't break 2 and 3 down. So our answer will be 6 equals 2 times 3. Our prime factorization of 6 is 2 times 3. Now let's do a little harder problem. It says 32. I know that 32 is divisible by 2 because it's an even number, and any even number is divisible by 2. So, oops, why did I write this? Okay, so we have to write 32, and then we're gonna do this. So this is the factor tree. We're just breaking it down like that, okay? So we're gonna use that to break it down. So 32 divided by 2. So let's do it over here. 32 and then 2. 2 goes into 3 ones, and then we drop down the 1, and then we drop down the 2. So 2 goes into 12 6 times with no remainder. So that will be 16. So 16 is not a prime number, and let's circle our prime number. We should always remember that, never forget it. And then 16. So let's do the same thing. So 2 times 8 is 16. So let's use that. So let's just write that. Now 2 is a prime number, so let's circle that. Now we're going to break down 8. So 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 4 is 8. And then 2 is a prime number. And then 4 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And then we can't break it down anymore because all of these two are prime numbers. So our prime factorization of 32 will be 2 times 2 times, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 times 2 times 2. So we can even write this in an exponential form. So 2 times 2, so that there are 5. So we can write it as 2 to the 5th power. That's just another way to write it instead of writing 5 twos. Okay? Now let's go to example 3. So 40. Now we do the exact same thing, no difference. We keep doing it until we can't break it down anymore. So we can just do 5 because 40 is divisible by 5. And if you can think of a number that is greater than 2 or 3, so then you can just start off and make sure it's a prime number. So 5 is a prime number and it's divisible by 40. So great. We can just break it down using 5. So 5 times 8 is 40. And then we know that 5 is a prime number. Now we keep doing that. 8 can be broken down into 2 times 4. And then 2 is a prime number. We keep doing it until we can't break it down anymore, or until we end up with all prime numbers. So there should be prime numbers over here and here. So in this case, we don't have two prime numbers over here, so we're gonna break it down 2 and then 2. And both of 2's are prime numbers, so we can't break it down anymore. So that's our answer, 5 times 2 times 2 times 2. So our answer will be 5 times 2 times 2 times 2. So there are three twos. Alright, another way to write it would be 5 times 2 to the 3rd power. Alright, so we can do this in a different way too. So 40 can have 2 and then like we're gonna have 20, but we're gonna end up with the same numbers. So maybe not same numbers, but we're gonna, when you multiply all the numbers, you're gonna end up with 40. And that's our final goal. Whatever you do, whatever however you break it down, our answer should end up with 40 or whatever the question is. So if it's 40, it's 40. If it's 32, 32. It's problem time. So we have 4 questions over here. Solve these 4 questions. So pause it and then solve these 4 questions. Unpause once you're done and see if you got your answers right. I will assume that you guys paused the video and then undid the questions and then unpaused. So let's do it. 75 is our first question. So we're going to use the factor tree, 75. Now, 75 and 5 and it ends with 5, and we know that any number that ends with 5 is divisible by 5. Any number that ends with 5 or 0 is divisible by 5. So let's write 5 over here. And 5 is a prime number. So 75 divided by 5. 75 divided by 5. So 5 goes into 7 ones, and then we'll have 25. 5 goes into 25 5 times with no remainder. So our answer will be 15. So not our answer, not our complete answer, just over here, 15. Now 5 is a prime number. Let's circle that. See, the only reason we're circling it is because we don't want to forget. Okay, now let's break 15 more. So 15 can be broken down into 3 times 5. And 3 times 5 would be 15. And when we go back, 3 and then 5 are prime numbers. So, yeah, we can't break it down anymore. We can't make it more simpler. So our answer will be 5 times 3 times 5. So I'm going to write that down. 5 times 3 times 5. So another way to write this would be 5 squared times 3. Alright, so by doing this, you're just making it easier for you to write. So it'll take less time. Now let's do the second question. 30. Okay, so 30, we just write 30 down. Okay, hold on. 30 Now, let's break it down. So 30 is divisible by 5, so let's use 5. So 5, and then 5 times 6 is 30. So 5 is a prime number and 6 is not, so we have to keep going. And then 3 times 2 is 6. So, and that's it because 3 and 2 are prime numbers, right? So we can't keep going. We have to stop here. And our answer will be 5 times 3 times 2. And we can't use exponential form for this, so we have to leave it. Now, let's do the third question. It says 17. Alright, so if I think about it, 17 is not divisible by any number. Let's check. So 17. And 17 is not divisible by 2. What about 3? What about 5? 7? 11? It's only divisible by 17 and then 1. And both of these are prime numbers, so we can't break them down anymore. So this is not a prime, so this, what you have to answer is a prime number. So you just say a prime number. A prime number. So sometimes they'll give you questions like these to confuse you, but never get confused. Don't try it like really hard to find the answer because they gave it as part of the questions, and the rest of the questions are prime numbers. So think, okay? I was the person who tried to find the answer when they gave prime numbers. So that's why, with experience, I'm telling you not to. Now, 33. So the fourth question says 33. Now let's break it down. 33. Alright. So 11 times 3 is 33. If you guys remember your multiplication tables, 11 times 3 is 33. And so 11 and 3 are prime numbers. So we don't have to keep going. So that's our answer. 11 times 3. So let me write that down. 11 times 3 is our answer, and we can't use exponential form for this. That was all for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Also, comment down below how many questions you got right from problem time. Like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to get notified on our new videos, make sure you tap the notifications bell.